We'll now look at the third source of the fallacies of unclear language, namely confused predication. A predicate is a quality or an attribute of a subject that usually follows the verb in a sentence. Here's some examples. Those cars are gas guzzlers. The predicate is gas guzzlers. The Cleveland Orchestra is first rate. The predicate here is first rate. My new computer is well designed. The predicate is well designed. Confused predicates arise when we mistakenly think that just because a predicate can be properly applied to a whole thing or the entirety of a set, that therefore that same predicate can be applied to a part of that thing or a member of the set. This kind of confused predication is known as division. When we move in the opposite direction from the predicate properly attached to a part and misapplied to a whole, that's known as composition. Let's start with composition. It rests on the error of thinking that, since each of the parts of some whole, or each of the members of a class or group, has a certain property, therefore the whole, class, or group itself also has that same property. The example you can see at the bottom of your screen. Each individual item in my refrigerator, eggs, catfish, maple syrup, onions, milk, and Coca-Cola, taste good. So if I combine them all in a big pot, the result will be delicious. Here's another example of composition. Each player for the New York Knicks is an excellent player. Therefore, the New York Knicks are an excellent team. While it's true that virtually every player on the Knicks is highly competent as a basketball player, the team is terrible. This argument commits the fallacy of composition. Here are some more examples of composition. Example 1. Atoms are not visible to the naked eye. Humans are made up of atoms, therefore humans are not visible to the naked eye. Example 2. Every sentence in this paragraph is well written, so the paragraph is well written. Example 3. Sodium and chlorine, the atomic components of salt, are both deadly poisons. Conclusion, therefore, salt is a deadly poison. As you can see, each of these arguments commits the fallacy of thinking that an attribute that can be correctly predicated of the part can also be predicated of the whole. That's composition. This concludes this segment of a multi-part lecture on fallacies of unclear language. Please proceed to the next segment.